Hi students, today I want to explain about 18th group elements. Okay, 18th group elements. What are 18th group elements? 18th group elements. Here what are 18th group elements? Yes, in the periodic table, complete right side we are having a group that is called as 18th group, and here the 18th group elements are helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, and radon. Helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, and radon are called as 18th group elements. These group elements are also called as different names are there for the 18 group elements. Here in the beginning they called them as inert gases. In olden days we called it as inert gases. Another name for this is zero group elements. Zero group elements. And the other name is rare gases. The other name for this is rare gases. And the other name for this is aerosens. Aerosens. And the other name for this is noble gases. Noble gases. Okay, here there is different names for these elements, and in this first, if you are taking, there are 18 group elements. Group 18 elements we know, and here inert gases. Why they are called as inert gases? Here, if you see the configuration of these elements, valency shell configuration is NH2 NP6 configuration. Here NH2 NP6 configuration containing species. Whenever NH2 NP6 configuration is present in the valency shell, is there any need of electron? Is there any need? No. Because already they have completely filled valency shells. Generally, any element, if having any deficiency or any electron requirement to get the complete filled configuration or octet configuration, they will try to participate in chemical reaction. But here these elements are having already completely filled NH2 NP6 configuration, so there is no need of electrons for them. For this purpose they are called as inert gases. Inert means yes, not react or unreactive. Here these elements are not participating in any chemical reaction because of their NH2 NP6 valence shell completely filled configuration. So these are called as inert gases. That is first name. Next, what is second name? Zero group elements. Here the valency or oxidation state. The valency or oxidation state of these elements, if you are taking, it is zero. Here, when the valency or oxidation state of these elements is zero, then they are called as zero group elements. Rare gases. Here, the occurrence or availability of these elements, if you are taking, we will give later about this occurrence also. Availability of these elements, when we are checking the availability in Earth atmosphere or in any other form, the availability is rare. They are very rarely available. The abundance of these elements is very less, or they are present in very small traces only. Because of their very small abundance or little abundance, they are called as rare gases. Next, aerosens. Why these are called as aerosens? Here, aero means air and gens means produced. These are produced from air. Produced are isolated or extracted or separated from air. So these are called as aerosens. Here, air generated or air produced, from air it is produced, so they are called as aerosens. But now we are calling noble gases. Why? Why these elements are called as noble gases? Here, if these elements are taken, why these are called as noble gases? Because they got Nobel Prize. Okay? Is it correct? No. Here, noble gases, why they called means, in recent years, scientists found that these elements, mainly krypton and xenon, are forming some chemical compounds or some compounds by participating in chemical reactions. Whereas the other elements not participating in a large, but here the krypton and xenon are participating in chemical reactions and they are showing some reactivity and they are forming compounds. So it is proper to call them, as noble gases instead of calling as inert gases. So now we are using the term noble gases. So these are the different terms used for defining the 18 group elements. Inert gases, zero group elements, rare gases, aerosols, noble gases. Okay. The next point, occurrence. Occurrence of noble gases. Here we already said noble gases are very rarely available. So because of their rare availability, even here abundance or occurrence if you are taking, the occurrence of these elements is very less. It is available in the sun atmosphere, it is available in the earth crust, earth atmosphere, and it is available in the stars also. Okay, and next, if we are taking in the earth dry air, mainly dry air contains 1% by volume. 1% by volume, it is having the noble gases. 1% by volume means how much? Suppose if you are having 100 ml of dry air, 100 ml of dry air, then 1 ml noble gases is present. 1 ml noble gases are present. And here suppose if you have 2 liters of dry air, then how much volume of noble gases are present? If 2 liters of dry air is present or 2 liters of dry air contains, here 1% by volume means 100 ml, 1 ml noble gases. 2 liter means how much? Yes, 1 liter means 10 ml, 2 liters means 20 ml. So 20 ml of noble gases. 20 ml of noble gases are present in atmospheric dry air. Okay, and next, if you are taking the abundance of these noble gases, mainly helium and neon. Helium and neon are present in the radioactive minerals. These are present in radioactive minerals. Here, what are the radioactive minerals that contains helium and neon means pitchblende. Pitchblende contains, here it is U3O8. Pitchblende contains helium and neon in traces. And next, monazite sand. Here, monazite sand contains, here this is THO2, thorium dioxide. Monazite sand contains helium and neon in traces. And next, cleveite. Cleveite is uranium dioxide. These are having helium and neon in traces. Okay, and here argon is present in major. So if a dry air is taken, the major constituent element is argon. Of all the noble gases, the best or most abundant element is argon. Please remember, very important, the most abundant element is argon. I will give the order also. And next, krypton and xenon, very rarely available. And radon, here I will give it. Radium is present in radioactive mineral radon, or by the radioactive disintegration of radon we are getting radium. Here radon if we are taking, so how radium will be formed means radon 88 to 26. It is the atomic number and this is mass number. It is the representation of a radioactive nuclide, and here it is forming. Radon is obtained. Radon is obtained from radium, and this is giving radon 86 and 222 plus He24. Okay, so here if you observe the radium on radioactive disintegration, it is forming radon and helium. How many noble gas elements are obtained from the radioactive disintegration of radium? Here they asked the options 1, 2, 3, 4. Here the answer is 2 because radon is a noble gas and helium is also a noble gas. So, two noble gases are obtained by the radioactive disintegration of radium. And suppose if we are taking helium, it is mainly present in natural gas. It is present in natural gas. Okay. And next, if you are taking the abundance or occurrence by volume, here the most abundant element is argon. Okay. And the next one is neon, and the next one is helium, and the next one is krypton, and the next one is xenon. And next, here the abundance by weight or by mass. So by mass, the occurrence of these elements is argon, and the next one is neon, and the next one is here krypton, Kr, krypton, and the next one is xenon, and the next one is helium. Sir, how to remember, sir? It is a little bit difficult, no? So I remember like 3, 2, 1, 4, 5, and here it is again 3, 2, 4, 5, 1. What is this numbers are again confusing? 3, 2, 1, 4, 5. So helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So see, I gave order 3, 2, 1, 4, 5. What is 3? Argon. Next 2, neon. Next 1, helium. Next 4, krypton, 5. So in the form of numbers, I think it is easier to remember than in the form of only elements and symbols. So this is again 3, 2, 4, 5, 1. So here 4, 5, here 4, 5. Just 4, 5 lost, here 4, 5, after that 1 is there. So that is the order of abundance by volume, by mass. Whatever it may be, the most abundant element is argon. The most abundant element of noble gases is argon. Okay. Do you know the meanings of noble gases names? What is the meaning of helium? He, helium. Actually, it is obtained from Helios. Here, Helios means sun atmosphere. So, sun atmosphere. It is obtained or it is isolated from the sun atmosphere. First, it is discovered from the sun atmosphere. In the sun atmosphere, actually sodium D1, D2 lines are there. Along with that, the third line we observed, that is a D3 line, which is because of the noble gas helium. So initially they called it as Helios, and so it is called now as helium. And neon. What is the meaning of neon? Here, do you know the meaning of neon? What is the meaning of neon? Here neon means new. Neon means new, a new element. And argon. Here argon. What is the meaning of argon? Do you know? Are you argon? Are you feeling like argon? No, never feel like argon, because argon means it is lazy. Argon means lazy. Argon fellows are lazy fellows. Okay, don't become argon. Okay, and next krypton. Here krypton means hidden. The meaning of krypton is hidden. And xenon. Here xenon means it is a stranger. Stranger or foreigner. So these are the meanings of noble gas names. Radon is a radioactive element. It is a short half-life period, 3.8 days only. Okay, helium. If you are taking the noble gases, the first one helium. Helios means sun atmosphere, obtained from sun atmosphere, so it is called as helium. And neon, it is meaning new. Argon, lazy. Krypton, hidden. Xenon, stranger or foreigner. Okay, these are the original meanings of the noble gas names. Okay. Why argon is called as lazy? Do you know? In the discovery of the noble gases, scientists observed that argon element is obtained from the dry air. It is isolated from the dry air. In isolation of dry air, they found that dry air means generally it contains a large amount of nitrogen gas, but in that nitrogen gas, actually nitrogen is also inert, but 1 by 125th part of nitrogen gas is not reacting with any element of the periodic table. It is not showing any chemical reactivity. Scientists simply call it as this is a lazy fellow. It is not reacting with any element. So simply they call it as lazy. Later on, they modified that as argon. So 1 by 125th part of nitrogen present in the atmosphere, dry air, is not showing any reactivity. So that part is called as a new element, argon, which is called as simply lazy. This is about occurrence of these elements. Next, general properties. General properties of 18th group elements. General properties of 18th group elements. In the general properties of 18th group elements, the first one. Here if you see the noble gases except helium. Helium is having NH2 configuration. The other elements are having NH2 and P6 configuration. This is called as a duplet configuration. This is known as duplet configuration, and this is called as octet configuration. Okay, please remember that. And second thing, helium. What is the valence shell configuration of helium, or what is the configuration of helium ray? Actually it is 1s2. 1s2 only. But where we can place these 18 group elements? It is in p block. Without p orbital electrons. P orbital electrons are not present in helium, but it is placed in p block. Because of their chemical inertness and similarities with the inert gas, other inert gas elements, helium is placed along with the 18 group elements. So the element without p electrons. P electrons are absent. P electrons are absent in helium, but it is placed in p block. Generally, any p block element contains one or more than one p orbital electrons in their valence shell, but helium doesn't contain any p orbital electrons. Next point. Here, if you are taking these noble gases or 18th group elements, all these are monoatomic. All are monoatomic gases. Monoatomic gases means their atomicity. Their atomicity is 1. What is atomicity? atoms present in a city is called as atomicity. Correct? No, don't believe that. So atomicity means it is the number of atoms. It is the number of atoms present in a molecule, present in a given species is called as atomicity. And here monoatomic means all the noble gases exist as only one atom molecules. When you are writing the helium molecule structure or formula, we can write as He only, and we can write neon as Ne only. We are not writing Ne2 or Ar2, Kr2, Xe2. Atomicity is 1 because the Cp by Cv ratio is 1.66. A specific heat molar, we are having this Cp by Cv, and Cp by Cv ratio is 1.66. Because of this value, the monoatomic gases, all the noble gases are monoatomic gases. And next point here, if you are taking the noble gases, these noble gases physical properties. For example, if you are taking physical properties, in this first, all are colorless, odorless, and tasteless. Odorless, tasteless gases, not like three roses. So colorless, odorless, tasteless gases. Okay, here colorless, odorless, tasteless gases, and here the noble gases if you are taking, I will give the see the physical properties. Atomic radius, first one. Second one, densities, and third one, melting points and boiling points. Fourth one, solubility in water. Fifth one, here adsorption on activated charcoal of noble gases. And next one, ease of liquefaction. And next, polarizability. Polarizability means it is in the concept of polarizing power. We said polarizing power of a cation is taken, polarizability of anion is taken. Polarizability property, these properties when we are taking, and here these properties of noble gases. Please remember these properties of noble gases, all these properties increases from helium to neon. Helium to neon, neon to argon, argon to krypton, krypton to xenon. Means gradually atomic radius values increases, densities increases, melting points and boiling points increases, solubility in water increases, absorption on activated charcoal increases, ease of liquefaction of gases increases, polarizability increases. Here melting and boiling points, remember they have low melting points and boiling points. The noble gases are having low melting points and boiling points because they are already gases. And solubility in water increases, adsorption, not absorption, adsorption. Gases accumulation on the surface of a solid is called as adsorption. Adsorption of noble gases on the activated charcoal, ease of liquefaction, converting into liquid, polarizability. Here, suppose a cation is present, here the anion is present. The anion negative charge is attracted towards the cation, that is called as polarizability of anion. And the cation always try to attract the negative charge of anion, that is called as polarizing power. Pp means polarizing power of cation. So polarizing power of cation, polarizability means it is getting distorted. The ability to distort, the ability of an anion to distort by a cation is called as polarizability. Okay, the polarizability increases whenever the anion size increases. Okay. Ionization potential values. The ionization potential values of taken, they are having very high ionization potential values of all elements of periodic table. Okay, why they are having high ionization potential values? Because they have a completely filled NS2 NP6 configuration, so they have high ionization potential of all elements. Helium is the first most ionization potential containing element. And next, electron affinity values. Here helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon. Here these elements, if you are taking, these are having very low electron gain enthalpy or electron affinity, or we can say positive electron gain enthalpy values. They have plus 48, plus 116, plus 96, and plus 96, and next here it is 68, plus 68, and plus 77 nearly. So these are the values observed for these elements. Basing on these values, we can say clearly these elements are having positive electron gain enthalpy. Generally, positive electron gain enthalpy means electron affinity or electron gain enthalpy values means it is the energy released. When an electron is added to gaseous neutral atom, energy releases. But here what is happening? Energy is absorbed. Why they are absorbing energy when an electron is added? Because there is no need. I am not having a requirement of electron. So how I can release energy? So we are applying some energy, some force, and we are adding electron to that. So the energy is absorbed only to add an electron for these elements. Okay. And next important point, helium has a very low boiling point of 4.2 Kelvin, and because of its helium abnormal property, it can diffuse. The rate of diffusion decreases actually. The rate of ionization potential values also decreases from helium to xenon, and rate of diffusion, if you are taking helium, can diffuse through even rubber, even plastic or polymers also, and the rate of diffusion also, the diffusion of these elements decreases from helium to xenon. The rate of diffusion decreases from helium to xenon, and helium has a high rate of diffusion. It can diffuse even through rubber, plastic or polymer materials. And when helium is that is compressed, means it is condensed to 2.2 Kelvin temperature at 1 atmosphere pressure, we are getting a helium 2 liquid. You can write like it is not He2, helium 2 liquid. Helium 2 liquid is formed. This helium 2 liquid is having a very low viscosity. Because of its very low viscosity, it has an unusual property. Generally liquids flows downwards, but it flows upwards. So please remember, when helium 2 is taken, how it is formed? When normal helium is condensed to 2.2 Kelvin temperature, means we are decreasing the temperature. Actual boiling point is 4.2. We are again decreasing to 2.2 Kelvin temperature at 1 atmosphere pressure. Then it is forming helium 2 liquid. This helium 2 liquid has a very low viscosity value. Because of this, what happens? It flows upwards instead of normal downward flow of a liquid. That is unusual property shown by helium.